Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit, and thank you so very much for joining me for our Tuesday satsang. And this is going to be part 4 on our series on the Mandala of the 5 Dakinis. This is a pre-recorded broadcast. I just have a very busy Tuesday coming up, and I hope you very much enjoy our meditation. We're going to be honoring the red Dakini of the western direction and the element of fire, Padma Dakini. And this will be a meditation for the transformation of greed or attachment. I'd like to start out with a couple of announcements. So this coming Friday, we're going to be doing a very appropriate meditation and puja for this time, because really we're going to be honoring a form of Padma Dakini, the red Tara. And this will be a meditation for transforming the energies of fear. So that will be 7 p.m. on Friday. You're welcome to join live on YouTube, and as always, you're welcome to join us in person at our temple, 1260 South Xavier Street in Denver, Colorado. I would also like to just take a moment to remember an old friend from Denver's pagan community, Ms. Jacqueline Weller, who left her body early Saturday morning. And I wish her a safe and comfortable journey to her next life. So let's begin with our satsang. And I'm just going to first start out by giving some characteristics of the Padma Buddha family. So the seed syllable we're going to be using is Ni. Her direction is the west. The symbol is the red lotus. Her element, fire. Her color is red. In regards to the chakras, there are some writings that associate her with the throat chakra. Actually, I think I tend to go with the more traditional Vedic chakra colors, and she would have a strong association with the upper abdomen. That would be the solar plexus or navel chakras. Her obstructed pattern, that is the poison that she governs, would be craving, compulsive seduction, lust, longing, desire, really attachment or greed. And her wisdom is discriminating awareness wisdom. Her aggregate or skanda is conception. The time of day associated with this Dakini is sunset. Her season is the spring. A landscape that can be contemplated while working with this energy would be soft rolling hills, mossy glens. Her shape is an upward pointing red triangle, which again would very much associate itself with the tattva symbol for the abdominal chakra. Persons with a Padma body type are perfectly proportioned, well-toned, and very seductive. And the sense perception associated with this energy is the sense of hearing. So again, I'm going to share with you an excerpt from the Tibetan Buddhist Encyclopedia on Padma Dakini before we go into our meditation. So this is the western part of the constellation, and the color is deep red, the deep red of a sunset or a glass of wine. This family is connected to fire, desire, heat, and a longing in the heart. Having developed the dignity of Ratna, we become self-contained and enter the realm of passion and compassion, the big heart. The symbol is the lotus, a red lotus representing our enlightened nature, since lotuses grow from the mud, unscathed and fragrant. The Sanskrit word for passion is raga, which also means red, relating to the emotions. It is a magnetizing, blazing fire, red in color, that helps us to digest, to circulate our blood, warm our bodies. It is the energy of the sun and of life. The time is sunset, the time when we light the fire. The shape is the triangle pointing upward like a flame. The season is the spring with mild days, a season of transition, making our way for new beginnings. It has a quality of freshness and possibility. February, the beginning of spring, comes from the word febris, or rather fever in Latin, which when the heat returns. The landscape is soft rolling hills, mossy glens, and sandy coves. There are curves, rounded shapes, and lots of flowers. The sense is hearing. Hearing can trigger seduction, as it can stir the emotions. The Padma home is artistic, without being overcrowded, with a sense of harmony and beauty. Soft leather couches, burgundy curtains, candelabras, candles, and always warm. The body type is well proportioned and very attractive. Padma people emanate magnetism and charm, since they are vivacious, warm, and outgoing, as well as being athletic and fit. They move with grace and are traditionally attractive, with radiant eyes. They, like figures, hugging clothes with solid colors like red. So I'm going to read the section now on the encumbered emotion, what is sometimes referred to as the poison. And this would be a good time before I go into this to talk about how these 5 Dakinis represent different archetypes. And really it corresponds very nicely to Jungian psychological theory. In Jungian theory, we dance with particular archetypal energies, and we express those energies both in a blocked or shadow state or in its full and more healthy level, of which is known as the self, spelled with a capital S. And so when I read about this encumbered emotion, this encumbered pattern, keep in mind what's really being described here is really the deep shadow side of this archetype. Not all people who channel Ratna Dakini's energy are completely like this. The encumbered motion is intense desire, lust, and craving. Padma people tend to manipulate situations and people through their magnetism. Padmas want to be hot, but they need the assurance from others. They want to seduce without the need for communication and heart connection. There is a compulsive need to be seductive, and they get frustrated when they don't get what they want. They become hyper-aware of the person they are trying to seduce. They often start relationships only to drop them after the initial seduction phase, because that is more important than the relationship. They are connected to the peacock, an animal that cries, "Look at me." They struggle meeting the challenges of an intimate relationship and are put off by a lack of glamour in intimacy. They are alluring and sexy during the chase and immediately go cold when it is won. Padma people often lack healthy boundaries and may betray their partners. They can be sex addicts. Because they fear loneliness and being abandoned, they can also stay in unhealthy relationships. They think all their problems can be solved once they find the right person. Commitment is hard, and they can consume the other like a fire. Padmas can seem like they are empathetic when, in fact, they are manipulating others. Padma passions can turn into obsessions and stalking. They feel like the other person has something that they must have. On the other side, Padma people can get involved with abusive people, not being able to let them go. They fear losing their magnetism and attractiveness, and so they do nothing to maintain that. So again, these are just examples of how this blocked form of energy can manifest, and especially in the areas of both greed and attachment. The wisdom, so this would be the unimpeded form of this energy. Padma people have a discerning wisdom or a discriminating awareness. They can see the relationship of things in great detail. When the ego fixation is gone, radiant compassion emerges without an object. There is magnetism but without effort. We can love in this state without the need to be loved back. It is contained warmth. This family is connected to the aggregates of perception, which are psychophysical constituents of a human being: form, the body, feeling, perception, action, and consciousness. They combine to create the body and mind of each person. The Padma person can detect the relationship not only between people, but between color, texture, sound, forms, and so on. So they can be in the arts. As a lover, you are aware of every little touch and detail about the other person, without ulterior motives. The Padma's discernment allows for skillful, compassionate connections, allowing you to guide others and see relationships without your personal stake in the situation. When there is discernment, you will not get involved in unhealthy relationships, since you do not have all the Padma needs going on underneath the surface. There is an awareness about what is good for everyone. There is no struggle, no ego clinging in your discernment. A transformed Padma is good at communication, having a warm, beautiful energy with the potential for deep love, compassion, warmth, and kindness. The Padma families have long lives and good health, and they can have real intimate sexuality based on love, not seduction. But it's about allowing the subtle bodies to meet, combining energies into a union, a sacred sexuality. It implies a deep knowing through experience, not the intellect. So that's just some basic information on the Padma archetypal energy, both its blocked shadow form and its free self form. So let's go into our meditation. I'm going to begin first with the short puja, which I've been beginning other editions of this series with. So I invite you to take a comfortable seated position where you can look upon your screen with a relaxed gaze, and I invite you to just simply open your breath. Long, deep breaths. Clear the mind. And just open your receptivity to the energies of our practice. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Padma Dakini. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadevara Agyam Pratichahum Sva. We offer water for drinking. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadevara Agyam Pratichahum Sva. We offer water for washing. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Pushpe Pratichahum Sva. We offer flowers. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Dupe Praticha Hum Sva. We offer incense. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Aloke Praticha Hum Sva. We offer light. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Navidye Praticha Hum Sva. We offer food. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Gande Praticha Hum Sva. We offer fragrance. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Shabda Praticha Hum Sva. We offer music. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavada Puja Praticha Hum Sva. We offer our devotion. Jema, Jema, Jema. So now I invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to begin with 9 deep relaxation breaths. So, first 3 will be for removing tensions from the body. So breathe for a moment. Just be aware of where there are physical tensions in the body. Take a deep breath in and feel those tensions leaving as we exhale with a sigh. And now a second deep breath, focusing on that area, letting it go, and releasing it. And now a third deep breath. And release with a sigh. Feeling those physical tensions leaving. And now I invite you to focus on yourself and think about what tensions may exist on a mental or emotional level. Something that's stressing you. Something you're anxious about. Just give yourself a moment to be aware of it, and then we're going to take 3 breaths to let it go. So a nice deep inhale and hold, and release. And now a second deep breath. And a third deep breath. And now I invite you to tune into yourself on the spiritual level. And maybe think about some part of yourself that feels disconnected from everything else. Just give yourself some time to pinpoint that. Could be somewhere that you feel lost as well. And then a nice deep inhale and hold, and let it go with a sigh. And now a second deep breath. And third deep breath. Ah. So keeping your eyes closed, keeping your breath deep and slow, I invite you now to scan your body and feel the energy of craving or desire, greed or attachment. Feel where that energy manifests in your body. Could be an ache in your heart, heat in the belly region, some other physical tension, or maybe a feeling of emptiness. And if you're not aware of any particular area, I invite you to focus on your abdominal area. And feel that encumbered energy by imagining a time in your life when you felt this, creating these sensations that it generates. Just let that memory play within you. And now intensify that blocked feeling of grasping, of craving, of greed, of longing, of attachment, so that you really feel it strongly. This gives the feeling of Padma, the Padma archetype, the Padma family, in its blocked shadow state. And now we're going to intone the seed syllable ni, slowly in low voice. And as you sound it, feel the sound going through your body, almost like you're sending the sound into your body rather than projecting it out. And as you sound the seed syllable, see your body become permeated with red light and fire, burning away those blockages. And feel that obstructed pattern transform into the wisdom of discernment. And let that wisdom come in the form of sound and in the form of light. So let's begin with a deep inhale. So now just allow yourself to rest in the wisdom. You can continue repeating the seed syllables slowly and silently to yourself, resting after each repetition. Resting in the wisdom, energy of discernment, and just allowing yourself to integrate the energies of the practice. Take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the meditation, and bring your awareness back to your body and the space surrounding it. Hear the sound of my voice and any other sounds that might be in your personal space. Feel the floor beneath you. Notice the temperature on your skin, the clothes that cover you. Be aware of the feeling of your breath. Let your breath return to normal. And just notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving. And as you return, just listen to the words of our benediction. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And take a moment to acknowledge the presence of the Divine Mother within yourself, knowing it is there to lead you always, and that there be an openness to just noticing the subtle effects of this practice in the days to come. And take a moment to express gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice, knowing you can replay this broadcast anytime to do this meditation again, or just simply sit quietly and repeat the seed syllable ni to yourself. And slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me this evening. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. So I hope you enjoyed that, and next week we'll be doing the final Dakini. This will be Karma Dakini, the green Dakini of the north. And I look forward to you joining me on Friday, 7 p.m. for our Puja and Satsang to the Red Tara. And again, this will be a meditation for dispelling fear, transforming those energies of fear into feelings of self-assuredness, of courage, and of peace. So until then, once again, I thank you. And Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, and good night.